tarotgeek.com. Today is August 6, 2015, volume 32, Tarot's 2015 newsletter. My internet connection is up and down and up and down, and this version has been uploaded already. I was able to keep the internet connection on for 5 minutes, but may not be able to upload this video. And actually, I made a great report and left out my heroes for the week. So I want to start right now. Darlene, Rune, and Brian, they subscribed this week to Tarot's 2015 newsletter. Evelyn made a donation, and Jennifer and Brennan renewed their subscriptions from previous orbit cycles. And then Edward canceled this week. The radio shows remain suspended until further notice, but they'll restart once the uptick period begins. And there are strange things happening in the seismic chart right now. Those who have been following my research, you know that I've been saying that there's going to be a breakdown in my modeling. The time is going to come when stuff just doesn't make sense. Things go on the uptick and they're unexplained. And that's what we're seeing right now. Look at this value, 533 for the 2.54 magnitude earthquakes. And this is after we had very good alignment with last year. You see the jolt value for week 25 right here for 2014. This appears to come out of nowhere. It's a jolt. There are jolt values throughout the chart, but this jolt right here was predicted for week 25. You go down here, you'll see that it was within 4 earthquakes of last year for week 25. We got the same jolt, telling me that we're where we're supposed to be. However, when you go up higher, I mean, I'm not supposed to see 533. We're actually supposed to be going down to about 180, 177 last year. So that 177 was, the last week of July. So we should be going to the second week of August and see 180. Is that value going to appear down here? I really don't think that it's going to. So it could be that the disconnect is happening right now. There's a question mark here. First time this has happened like this. Well, we had low values in 2014. That's on this chart. We had low values February. I'm sorry, that was 2013 cycle. That's the week after the Solomon Island event. This value went all the way down to 107. That's the lowest value for the last 5 years. So there were surprises before. This is a surprise on the upside. So I want to show you where we are in with the earthquake situation and the depth of these quakes. I make mention of them. These quakes right here, we're going in the depth of 600 kilometers now. 577 I see in there, and there's one that's at 600. This one over here, it's only a 4.1 earthquake right here. It's in this quake swarm. It's just off of that. That one is down to, I'm having trouble seeing it, 538 kilometers. That means you're going to get that percolator effect. You're going to get tired of me saying percolator, by the way, because that's what's going on here. That's why you're seeing increased volcanism. And you see what's happening here. You're about to see the same thing that's happening. But these quake swarms, this quake swarm area right here is spreading out. See what's happened here in the last few days? You see this activity? That's 5 kilometers deep right there. You see this spreading out that's coming across through here? This likely has to do with the magma. That is the pressures that are growing in this area. Whenever these earthquakes, you see how the depth to the south and the depth to the north, these are converging. This started way over in Nepal, April the 25th. And now the deeper quakes are moving around the south. They're into South America. They're coming up this way. And this is the convergence zone right here. Right here where you're seeing another earthquake kick off right now. Even though they're small magnitude, they're not that deep. A linchpin event is supposed to happen right through here. And we're seeing activity in that area. Right? So this is the calm before the storm, even though we're seeing a lot. Here's the reason for the high number. Look at the tall stack of flags for this Caribbean. That Caribbean stack. I mean, I can't even get it into the page. That's why my 2.54 magnitudes. Go back to the magnitudes and you'll see that a lot of these quakes are the 2.54 magnitudes that are right through here. That's why. That's one of the reasons that there's disparity in the chart from 2014 to 2015. So where we are in the solar system right now, remember the black star relative to the sun is at the feet of Virgo, moving into Libra. We're looking back at it. So from our position, the black star has been backing up. In August the 5th, it's about right here, right now. But it's backing up to about here. And then when Earth gets to outside orbit position, that's where we are, right there. That's when we make the 90-degree angle relative to the black star. That's right here. You see the 90-degree angle? Okay, that means that the black star stops at outside orbit position. As we come around in orbit, then it's going to stop and start moving back this way through Virgo. I've shown you guys the diagrams already of where the black star is. It's going to retrace its steps just below the plane here. It's going to retrace its steps through Virgo and then have a rebirth, and that's going to happen in when the Earth gets just about right here. September 23rd, we're at the equinox right here. And from our perspective, the black star is going to be moving right across this way again. We'll have the same position relative to the sun back in this area. We'll have the same look at the black star right here. So there's going to be, the moon is going to be a player. You see how the moon's a player right there? The sun, the black star. We could have something happening right around Halloween. Looks like just before Halloween, there's an opportunity right there with the moon, the sun, the earth, and the black star possibility. So just want to give you a little heads up about that moving forward. And now we need to get back to, there's lots of commentary. Like I said, the dragon, I was in a bad mood when Dragon wrote me one day on YouTube, and I was a little bit mean, and I apologized. I prayed about it. I apologized, and then I wanted to answer his questions. And so there's a pretty long explanation. This is on how we know from the earth changes of black star location. Sure, I'm going to show you how to use this program and how to stop the dates and track the black star using the near side and backside alignments. Then usually the ISIS and CIA stories are down in the geopolitical section. This is very important. When you realize that the CIA is ISIS, the CIA is Al Qaeda, that they're trying to get their budget up to $100 billion to finance their ungodliness, then you're going to see the picture much clearer what's going on in the public government of Washington, D.C. Then Evelyn sent in information. She wanted to know information about the Iran meteor and the heat wave that's over there. She saw connections to the Chicago fire, things like that. Lots of good commentary on that. By the way, she doesn't watch TV. She didn't know who Bill O'Reilly was. He's the biggest spin doctor on TV. And he's had the biggest cable news show for the last 10 years at least here at Fox News. And he ends the show saying, because we're looking out for you, he's not looking out for you. He's a pinhead, or he's part of the program. So let's see. We're not going to see solar flares. The big solar flares that I predict are going to be just leading up to December 1st. So we're still at outside orbit position. We don't see a lot of flare activity out here. Then there's a lot of commentary here on the red aurora, the winged disk stuff. Andy Lloyd writing Sheldon, good buddy. He's a really good guy. He gets a lot of information. He's a contributor to the newsletter. He sends it in, although I believe he follows personalities. He follows the people that are recognizable on the internet, things like that. And a lot of those people are just steering us wrong. My advice, follow the science rather than the personalities of what's going on. Of course, I would say that because I don't have any credentials or anything like that. Then there's commentary here. Boris sent some information in. I give him the link to the code report. You guys get that right there. And then make sure you read the operations section. Lots of commentary on what's going on. Stuff you won't find in the update reports. Very detailed. There's information on the uptick in the meteors, things pointing and saying that there's a nemesis. And Bill sent some information in. Right here is just a little video link, but the guy's got a perspective that I don't agree with everything he says, but I like to share information and let you guys make up your own minds. So whenever I strongly disagree with something, you'll see my commentary. When I agree with somebody, you'll see my commentary. When there's half and half, then you just make up your minds for yourself. Lots of stories about cell phones that are going down and how your cell phone is being compromised. Go through the information, look at how to protect yourself from what is being unleashed on this in the cell phone area. It's being done by the lettered agencies. This is what they do in a time of war. They disrupt communications, and this looks like a prelude. Then even how they're using sound waves and the radio waves to hack the internet, and how they're doing that to hack you. Hacking is becoming, since the lettered agencies are out to lunch, they're working for the bad guys. They're not protecting you, and you have an increased ability to be victimized. 5 new volcanic eruptions. We've had 5 or 10, between 5 and 10 every single week since the backside alignment November 25th, 2014, with the exception of 2 weeks. Then you see this strong high pressure dome. That's not going to help the fires out there one bit. And this is in the hot spot that I am looking at, where we're looking for the big quake event to take place. And There's a lot of melting that's going on up north. People think we're going to an ice age. Hint, hint, there's Sheldon. Absolutely not true. The 2015 will by far be the hottest year in recorded history. That's what's happening. People that live in the northern regions, then you're getting that polar vortex effect because the ocean conveyor is broken. And to you, it appears that things are milder, but in reality, they are not. The global temperatures are increasing. More and more hot water trapped at the equator. Bigger storms. Watch out, China. Big giant storm coming your way. It's going to look like it's going to be a 5 magnitude storm. But when the oceans get really super hot, then this is the kind of thing that can happen. The United States has been spared the last few years, even though the oceans have been hotter, just because of the way that the jet stream anomalies have actually, the way that they've been dipping way down and has not been perfect for these hurricanes to form. But we have the potential for the big one at any time in the summer, all the way around through beyond September. And as you guys know that follow the weather. Then Yellowstone is what's going to be coming into the crosshairs. Let me look right here. As these earthquake events get deeper and deeper in this area right here, this is going to happen. The way that they're deep in South America, you see this depth? This is reaching right here, and it's going to be in this earth change uptick period. I'm expecting a pair of sevens, and the way that these pressures are coming around, these sevens at outside orbit position have been taking place all around the Ring of Fire. The U.S. has been spared. It looks like that the United States will be in the crosshairs this time, either for one of these 7 magnitude events or the backside alignment event that is coming. That's going to be leading up to December 1st. Watch for the solar flares whenever that comes around. Then again, more commentary in this. Silver. Watch for silver to go down around the $13 range, 12.50, 13, 13.50, around that range. It's being manipulated down. JP Morgan, silver short position, China, blah, 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 blah. And this is your opportunity to buy. You're within $2 right now of the low, and this is going to go sky high after the false flag event out west. That's the way that I see things shaping up right now. So the downward slope on the silver is still there right now, but you're in the buying mode. It's right now around what, 1480, 1470, something like that. Watch for that to continue on the down through August. But then if you're not a buyer in August, you better be careful after that. Watch everything very carefully. Try to get small denomination silver. This is for bartering. If you have your money in fiat currency, then you have opportunity after August to be in really big trouble. So watch out what you're doing. And remember, we're coming in on that 500-day date. That's September 23rd, 24th. And there's a good chance there's a convergence here. September, October, there's a convergence. A lot of people predicting gloom and doom. And I'm one of them. Okay, so we're in the calm before the storm still. My radio shows are still offline, but there's a lot of them right up here, and I'll see you guys on the next Black Star Update Report. Hello YouTube and newsletter subscribers, Terrell from Terrell3.com. Today is August 6, 2015, volume 32, Terrell's 2015 newsletter. My internet connection is up and down, and this version has been uploaded already. I was able to keep the internet connection on for 5 minutes, but may not be able to upload this video. And actually, I made great report and left out my heroes for the week. So I want to start right now. Darlene, Rune, and Brian, they subscribed this week to Terrell's 2015 newsletter. Evelyn made a donation, and Jennifer and Brennan renewed their subscriptions from previous orbit cycles. And then Edward canceled this week. The radio shows remain suspended until further notice, but they'll restart once the uptick period begins. And there are strange things happening in the seismic chart right now. Those who have been following my research, you know that I've been saying that there's going to be a breakdown in my modeling. The time is going to come when stuff just doesn't make sense. Things go on the uptick and they're unexplained. And that's what we're seeing right now. Look at this value, 533 for the 2.54 magnitude earthquakes. And this is after we had very good alignment with last year. You see the jolt value for week 25 right here for 2014. This appears to come out of nowhere. It's a jolt. There are jolt values throughout the chart, but this jolt right here was predicted for week 25. You go down here, you'll see that it was within 4 earthquakes of last year. For week 25, we got the same jolt, telling me that we're where we're supposed to be. However, when you go up higher, I mean, I'm not supposed to see 533. We're actually supposed to be going down to about 180, 177 last year. So that 177 was, the last week of July. So we should be going to the second week of August and see 180. Is that